Hey everybody. I'm answering questions and stuff here, so yeah, I'm kind of going through and doing my stuff and yeah, I'd love to have Gary Allen's music on here. I like his stuff, but there are the whole, royalty issues. That's the problem. I would play all kinds of crazy cool stuff. So first off, I wanted to mention this week's featured sponsor. That would be the clinics down on Bolton, I believe is where they're located. Theclinics.us. That's their website. I know Dr. Jonathan Hunter's over there. Great group of doctors from the looks of it here. And you got primary care physicians, gastroenterology, podiatry. I'm looking at the website here. Just kind of freewheeling it. Give them a call. Stop by, say hi, have coffee with them. I don't know, probably not, but hey. Right now it is wet out there this morning. We have temperatures in the low 60s, dew points right alongside it at 60. Where's all this heavy rain we've been talking about? Well, it was going to start slow. I will admit it started a little bit slower than I thought, but we do have a lot coming, and really it's kind of been over the last 10 days consolidating. It seems like on Wednesday into early Thursday. And while we're seeing rain, obviously, out there, and we have seen some already, we're going to see the big stuff showing up here probably in about 24 hours, maybe a little less. Temperatures right now, 61 degrees, low 60s for most of us. Here is your Monday rainfall. This is what Tom compiled. It looks like Winfield got hit pretty good. 0.63 in Colfax, about a quarter of an inch here in most of Central Rapides Parish, northeastern Rapides. You can see some of those greens creeping in out west, where we've had totals more like a half an inch to an inch. So I was saying, kind of like a half an inch to an inch and a half. We're a little lighter than that on the eastern side, but out west, that's what we ended up with. And it looks like today, you're going to see a lot of dry time. In fact, some of you, I lowered rain chances down to 70%. So some of you might not see anything out there today except for the drizzle that we're seeing right now. But trust me, it is coming. Settle down. I hear you. Come on. You want to get up here? You got to hop up. My cat, she's going to meow until I let her up here, so I might as well do it. I'll shut the door if there's ever anything too crazy serious. Come on. There you go. All right. So flood watches are in place. You can see those highlighted areas inside that. You got to stay here, though. Can't get on the keyboard. We have flood warnings also. So these are flood warnings that have been issued for the rivers that are going to flood most likely in the next couple of days. So they're going out 48 hours on these warnings now. So it might not be imminent. It might not be happening right now. But the crest forecasts are officially now above flood stage. You're too antsy. You're crazy today. Get out of here. Go have some fun. But we do have a flood watch area wide. That goes through Wednesday night. And actually, let's click on this and see how long it goes to. 6 p.m. I think they'll extend that. But it is going to be quite wet, as we have been saying here over the last, we've been talking about this one for a long time. Highs near 70 today. There is a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. I think we're going to see some scattered stuff in the area. In fact, SPC has put us in a marginal risk for severe weather. And your future temperatures throughout the day, we're gonna come up close to 70, and then we don't fall much from there. So what happens is when you get all this moisture, you get that dew point way up in the 60s. You can't fall much. You get all the clouds in place, and you can't rise that much. So you just kind of stick around in the 60s to near 70. Overnight lows, we're looking at low to mid 60s, maybe upper 60s down around Lafayette. So it just shows you it's humid. It's just dripping out there right now. And you can see here on the radar that it's not even really showing up when we take a look at things until you head way out west. That's where we've been seeing the heavier rainfall, some 2 to 4 inch totals, pretty widespread out in there in East Texas. And this is all going to eventually come toward the east as this trough axis kind of moves a little closer. We do have rain mainly west of the border, still quite wet up around Shreveport. Actually, a few rumbles of thunder up that way this morning, but nothing severe right now. I do think we get into a severe threat, at least a low-end one, but I think that rain chance or that flood chance, that's going to be the big star of this. So percent of normal for the last year, around 60%. So we are just a little bit above half of what we should have had in the last year, and that is a long-term issue. I don't think we fix it entirely here, but I think we are going to knock that drought back a couple of categories, and we need to because we are still in a D4, which is the highest category of drought right through central Louisiana. So an exceptional drought. It's been going on 4 to 5 months in a lot of these spots, and it looks like we finally pushed that out of here with some big rainfall. Now, this is probably what you've been waiting for, a little future cast here, and we click through it today. Again, not much, but look what happens overnight. Around 2 a.m. here, it looks like some storms are going to try to line up. And the question is, you know, do these storms, sometimes we'll get a little bit of an outflow that moves out off that and they start to build a little further east. But in this case, with a strong southerly flow with the upper level winds blowing parallel to the boundary, it's possible that we see these training over the same locations. Now, that first little wave looks like it sneaks out of here, but then we get more stuff to develop behind that. And then you can just see it's kind of like waves of this coming through. Thursday, 1 a.m., big storms in the area. And should we see, 4 or 5 hours where these storms just kind of run over the same spot, and this model's not really hitting that very hard, that's when we see the problem, though, when we see that training of these stronger thunderstorms, or perhaps even a few severe storms. We do have that risk for today. I think this is mainly going to be tonight as we see those storms come in from the southwest. There is a marginal risk. This is a level 1 of 5. It's not going to be widespread, but with the wind shear in place and with the setup we have, it looks like isolated wind gusts of above 60 miles per hour are possible, and then it looks like there is the outside chance for a tornado or two between tomorrow and Thursday morning. I know I say tornado and everybody pictures, the Wizard of Oz and their house blowing away. I'm not saying that here. I am saying there is the possibility for a short-lived isolated tornado or two out of this. So please don't focus on that word too much. It is something we're going to be keeping an eye on, but I think the most widespread issue is going to be that flooding rainfall. Look at the numbers there. We are around 4 to 8 inches area wide. I'm still going for a general 5 to 10, even though it's starting so much later and we're starting a little bit calmer here. I think most areas are going to see at least 4, probably 5 inches of rainfall out of this by the time this all gets out of here. And there is a little bit of a change in the 7-day. I think we're going to see that another round of rain come through probably around Friday night to Saturday, so that's going to add to these totals as well. But most of this is going to fall from late tonight into Thursday morning, so we have about a 30-hour window there where I think things are going to get really busy. Now, your 7-day forecast, check it out. It is wet. We have a flash flood threat. I think that Wednesday afternoon through probably noon Thursday is our best chance to see the issues with the flooding. Wednesday's probably going to be our best chance into Wednesday night for the severe weather as well, although it remains low. I did bring rain chances up to 80% on Thursday. This is mainly the first half of the day, and that might have to go up to 100% as well. It looks like things are going to stick around. And then Friday, that's mainly a late afternoon, probably more like an evening rain chance into Saturday morning. So all put together there, about an 80% chance for rainfall Friday night into early Saturday. That could bring us another half an inch to an inch. And then for Sunday, actually for a good part of Saturday as well, we clear things out, we cool off a bit, but not toward crazy freezing levels. And yes, speaking of crazy, I have seen all the things. It's funny, we used to see models posted out to 12 days, and I was like, we can't do that. Well, the latest trend in social media has been to post runs of the CFS, which is a climate model, out 35 days with very little explanation and say, oh, it's going to be crazy on Valentine's Day. Well, remember that one that we talked about, what was this, around Christmas? That was actually a map that was for January 24th, which I believe is tomorrow. So that one was showing 7 degrees tomorrow. Now, it did get cold 10 days ago, but you can see these models, they may give you an idea of something that could happen, but it's going to be way off on the timing. It's just a general idea. It's stuff that I wish I could only look at so I could be like, okay, well, I'm going to talk about this when it becomes something that we need to talk about. But, is it going to be very cold in the middle of February? I see some signals that it could cool down, but for now, looking through about February 6th, it looks like we are going to be very warm, so I don't see any snow threats or anything like that. Nothing on the ensemble through 16 days indicates that, but it looks like we get active once again. So that subtropical jet returns. We get some rainfall into the area, probably around February 3rd or 4th. That's the general idea. So we're going to be watching that. We're going to be watching all this activity. We're getting into severe weather season, February, March, April. That's down here when things really start to take off with that. So we're going to be watching for any threats there. We're going to keep you posted, and we're going to keep it realistic. You know that. I do think we'll get another cold snap at some point, but does that mean more winter weather? Probably not. You live in Louisiana. All right, let's go ahead and get on out of here. I will, let's see. I'm going to be posting text update later today. Tom will be on live later. We got a lot of stuff coming at you here. We're probably just in that mode where we're covering the storm now. I know tonight I'll probably get up at 2 in the morning and look at the radar. So updates will come as needed. The warnings and the watches, everything's set to pop automatically should anything be issued through social media and all that stuff. You've got the app, SendLawWeather. You got the website, sendlawweather.com. So I think we've got you covered. All right. I am going to go ahead and get out of here, put the close screen up, put the music on, turn my mic off, and I will see you tomorrow.